Meditation. What is meditation? Why do we do it? And how does it work? First, we need to understand the human mind, especially how the consciousness works. When a child is born, for the first 2 years of its life, its conscious mind is in what is referred to as the delta state. This is deep sleep or coma-like consciousness. Between 2 and 6, the child's brain activity increases into the theta state. This is very much like being in a hypnotic trance, where the subconscious is fully open and acts like a sponge, downloading massive amounts of unfiltered information, perceptions and experiences about the world and how it works, mixing the real world with the child's imagination. This is when we are programmed, before our focal conscious mind has developed to a point at which it can filter new information entering the subconscious. For the first 7 years of a child's life, both hemispheres of the brain are working together. As they develop, specific processes will eventually take place in specific hemispheres, giving rise to the mature mind of the adult. The problem most people experience as they develop is that their focal conscious thought processes of wants, needs, and desires don't always run in harmony with the subconscious mind's habitual beliefs. They sometimes coexist in conflict, and because the subconscious is responsible for nearly 95% of the mind and most of our perceived reality, the focal mind's wishes in the physical world are not always fulfilled. Our individual subconscious is our karmic disposition, together with our programmed beliefs. And because the focal conscious mind's capacity is so small compared to the subconscious, anyone wishing to influence their perception of reality should really start by targeting the subconscious for change. When the child reaches the age of 7, his focal conscious mind has matured to a point where the doors to his subconscious close. He is now programmed to go from A to B. Aristotle once said, "Give me a child until he is 7, and I will show you the man." As we develop, our dreams, wishes, and aspirations change. We may want to go from A to Z, but our habitual subconscious mind is still programmed to go from A to B. Considering the majority of one's subconscious programming took place before the age of 7, in order to reprogram it, one needs to recreate the same conditions which initially opened the door during those formative years. Apart from hypnosis, meditation is one of the best ways to place the mind in the theta state. It is also important to recreate thought balance between hemispheres, just like in the mind of the child. This is known as hemisync. One way to achieve this is to cross one's legs and arms, as the left side of the brain controls the right side of the body, and vice versa. This stimulates both hemispheres. Once this is achieved and the mind has become centered, repetition and positive affirmations can be offered as mantra in order to influence and reprogram the subconscious with a new belief running in parallel to one's new goals and aspirations. Because the subconscious is extremely powerful and is our spiritual connection to the higher mind collective. Unlike the sequential focal mind, the subconscious has the ability to operate outside the constraints of time and space. With a new belief system in place, your perception of reality will change from within. People and events will seem coincidental as the world around you orders itself towards your new objectives. A good analogy to use when trying to understand this whole concept is to visualize a man riding on the back of a large elephant. The man represents the focal mind, and the elephant is the subconscious. During the man's childhood, the elephant is told to go on a journey through the forest from A to B. This does not cause a problem during the early years of the man's life, but as he grows up and starts to think for himself, he finds his new wants, needs, and desires are not in tune with the elephant. He now wants to go from A to Z. But the little man, only a fraction of the strength and size of the elephant, finds it difficult to persuade the elephant to go in this new direction. And in order to create a new path, he has to fight with the elephant and the forest simultaneously. One night, the man has a dream where he is shown how to speak a new language, allowing him to talk to the elephant. Over the next few days, the man and the elephant begin to communicate and start working together in harmony. He convinces the elephant to change course to the new destination of A to Z. The man no longer had to struggle with the forest or the elephant. He let the enormous, powerful animal do all the hard work while he sat on its back and enjoyed the ride. The elephant analogy to describe the subconscious is an interesting one because in the Hindu tradition, the elephant-headed god Ganesha has many similar characteristics to the human subconscious mind. He invokes order to remove obstacles. His large pot belly is said to contain the universe, past, present, and future. He has paranormal powers. A snake girdles around his pot belly, and snakes are nocturnal hunters, which are used to represent the subconscious. He has childlike innocence and behavior, just like the subconscious, which was fully open when we were children. And when we communicate with the subconscious, we have to talk to it as though it is a 6-year-old child in the present tense. He also represents the divine consciousness, and the rope Ganesha holds in his left subconscious hand is the weapon used to remove obstacles. He rides around on top of a mouse or rat, which represents the small human focal conscious mind. He symbolizes life cycles which challenges to expand our consciousness. Once you have Ganesha, or your subconscious elephant, on the same side as your focal conscious mind's dreams, wishes, and desires, anything becomes possible. Understanding the meaning of the word meditation is part of the puzzle. Most words beginning with medi are concerned with the middle or center, and words ending with ation denote an action or process. With this in mind, we can assume that the art of meditation is a physical act in which a person is trying to reach some form of middle ground concerning the mind and the thought processes. The whole concept of meditation is to bring one's mind and thoughts back in balance towards the middle ground, away from extremes. If we look at the zodiac's houses as a map of life's variety and expressions of possibility, a balanced, measured mind should be somewhere in the center, not around the edge at an extreme point. The further away from the middle, the further the mind is away from harmony and balance, preoccupied by one specific house's characteristics. The closer your thoughts are to the middle, the more balanced the mind becomes, and the more chance of peace in the space between thoughts. The saying to be centered is used much in modern society to describe someone who is mentally balanced.